C'est bon.
Test, test, test. That's what I didn't know where that on-off was.
You're back.
And we're back. We had a little bit of sound difficulties, but we've been able to get them sorted out, and we're back up over here now. So with this, we really have decent little match. At first, I thought that Daniel was just going to kind of run away with it and take a little bit of a lead, but Joe's been fighting back. He's been doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think Joe's just been looking for the open balls, making them. Hasn't really been thinking much about the breakouts until he absolutely last minute he has to.
Yeah.
So I think that if he wants to be a little bit more successful moving forward, he needs to start looking for those earlier on. Because I'm pretty sure he'd have the lead right now if he was looking at early shots, trying to break that clusters out.
Yeah. With this though, I think this is the first lead that Joe's actually had throughout this match.
I believe so.
I'm curious to see because no matter who wins out of this match, it's going to be two different strategies, two different philosophies of how to play this game, because the winner of this match is going to go on to play Mike.
Right.
Also, the high run of 12 is yet to be broken.
I can't tell that's a good thing or slightly depressing.
Right. It's good for us.
Yes.
Because we're both on that run right now, but the fact that nobody's been able to clear out more than Iraq is...
I was talking earlier, I think the second round you're going to see larger runs. Everyone's still filling out the game.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what do I look for in a break ball and then the run up to it, or even how do I break these little clusters out? Now that everyone's had a chance at the table, the ones that have done okay are going to, I think, just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're both right about the halfway mark. There's only 37 minutes left in this match. We were giving Mike and Kyle a lot of crap because they seemed to be going pretty slow, but I think they are setting a faster pace than these guys are right now.
Yeah, I think these guys are just shooting a little bit slower, so I'm not seeing as many misses. It felt like there was one or two racks with Mike and Kyle where it felt like it was just dragging on because we kept seeing long shots rattle on them. But they're definitely playing at a slower pace right now. It also doesn't help that there was a 2 or 3 minute break to use the restroom.
That is true. That does eat into their time. But there's a nice little opportunity for Joe to come up, and if he makes this long ball, slides down, he has a shot on the 11, maybe might be able to break something out with that, you know.
Yeah, he needs to do something in that cluster because I don't see any great breakout shots or anything when he gets further down in the rack. Kind of do or die. But watching him, I feel like he's going to pick off the 12, 11, go for a long shot in the green, and then possibly be out, giving it over to Daniel again.
Now, another thought that I considered having for this, which I elected to go for, like I said, the time limit instead of it, but I considered maybe implementing some kind of shot clock instead, which for the majority of us, I don't think would have had too much of a impact, but for these guys, it might have been just a little bit.
I feel like it's hard to put a shot clock on straight pool because there's so much time that you have to spend every once in a while studying the rack, the clusters.
It's a lot more strategic of a game, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I elected for the time limit instead of the shot clock.
I think I think you made the right choice on that. Part of the thing too is I noticed the first rack when when you played, there was more time spent studying the rack and the clusters and the combos that were in there than time spent aiming balls. Like, you guys obviously took your time to aim, but they seem to spend a lot more time on the actual aiming the one shot and not going
studying.
into the grouping or what might be there for them a little bit later on.
Yeah. Honestly, I was a lot of times hyper aware of what my break ball was going to be, what I wanted to get through that, in which there at the end, I started to just kind of shoot and let it fall where it lied and know, okay, I want to keep these 2 or 3 balls, but not necessarily pick it at the start of my run, you know?
Yeah, found that happy zone in the middle of being aware, but also not getting your head on each shot.
Yeah.
Like going with the flow there.
Very nice attempt from Daniel. Now, what's your strategy right here? Try and go through and attack this pack of 4 balls that have kind of stayed in this rack spot.
Definitely looking at the 15, was it 15, 14 to see if it goes. I don't think it does. I think right here,
I say it might, but
I think I'm playing safe and trying to roll the 8 ball around, put some distance on it, force them to break it out.
Yeah, Joe's definitely looking at it to double check it.
Yeah. I just don't see a shot right here that makes sense to me
Yeah.
offensively. Which becomes part of the problem when you leave a cluster to the last 5 balls, is you don't have those options anymore of breaking out.
Exactly. You have to either think a lot more or come up with some kind of defense.
Yep.
Another one of those where him analyzing the rack kind of eats into their time a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a scratch. Through Daniel gets ball in hand in the kitchen with a decently spread out rack.
Yeah, I think out of some of the options out there, you don't scratch, it might have been a decent roll, but
Yeah. Now with that, I would have considered maybe leaving the 8 ball. Either leave the 8 ball as my break ball or as my last shot before. And if it's the last shot, then you can use that roll up and make the 15 your break ball.
yes. Definitely what I was looking at too for the ending was the 15 would have been the break ball for me on that one, barring a roll that goes off or something.
Yeah.
Emotions are running high.
I say he's very upset about that, which
Yeah.
Daniel's one that he usually runs a little hotter than our typical player, you can say. And with that though, still Daniel's plan on that run out still was a little weird for me in terms of, like I said, what his break ball was and what all that ended up coming out to be.
Yeah, I think he just was going for making balls and he'd figure it out in his last ball.
So,
I think that's what it looked like he was going for.
nice shot by Joe.
Cut shot. See if I can get the ball marked with everyone in the way. There we go.
Yeah, if people are in the way, get kind of the scoreboard takes a second to go through.
That first one, I marked 2 for you, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I don't think the scores changed at all. And sitting there for a minute. And I'm like, I'm counting, trying to figure out. I'm like, I'm going to take one off because I feel like I definitely didn't get one. And then I did it again and you were in the way. I'm like, oh, yeah. No, it's not. It's not reading it. Wait till he moves. So you might have had one extra ball made.
Oh,
It was on a short run.
yeah. I lost by 2 balls anyway, so it didn't really come through. I would say for me, what really killed me was those the
Opening break.
opening break fouls and a couple fouls at the beginning. I think I ended up minus 5 points total, and it
Yeah.
just
I think it was -4 the first rack.
yeah.
The first 2 racks maybe, but I think the first rack you had -4. And that opening break and the 8 ball was a hair off from touching the rail.
Yeah.
Luckily, sitting right here, I could see right down it. Oh, that was a nice try, a little breakout. Man, that would have been a beautiful shot.
I said that would have been great because it just gave him just the right angle to make that. Was that the 14?
Yeah.
Slightly surprised with that option, just not to send the 14 all the way over into it, just because with the 15 hanging in that pocket, you can go in and get that breakout.
Yeah. And you'll have a safe ball there just in case you get a little caught up.
Right. Or with the going for the option on this, right? Oh, that was a very nice controlled. Sent one back out and landed it perfectly.
Yeah. Dude, his shape was a little off and slow it down.
I would label that as a highlight shot potentially of this match.
I agree.
That's another scratch.
Got 2 now in a row. Whoops. Wrong way on the ball came up. No, because he left him.
Yeah. I say he rattled it.
Yeah. Oh.
So.
In a row. Foul. You just showed me. You just showed me how to do it.
How's it going, Noah? Sitting there, going in from at home where he had to leave because he's a loser.
You're just mad that he has friends that aren't you.
I mean, he went home to his wife to hang out. His wife made plans for something.
I can understand that.
I know if you weren't playing, you would have been called home by now.
Absolutely. 100% would have been already heading out of here. Good effort out of defense there. Just rolled a little too open for that one ball.
So now they both still need over 20 and got right at 25 minutes remaining in terms of this match before they hit their
So are we going to give them a warning at 15 or?
That's a good question. We haven't had to reach that far yet.
Yeah.
Maybe give them a warning at 10. Just be like, hey, just so you guys know, there's 10 minutes left,
Yep.
and then go for there if they hit that, you know. One decent run could change that entire thing right now.
Yeah, we could end this rack with Daniel needing 10 balls.
Yeah. Another one of those, just knock a ball out, come back through, keep it controlled.
This is where you want to study the rack and see what can I do with this.
Yeah. Can anything go through?
Is anything wired?
So you're looking at, from where I can see right now, his best bet in terms of offensive capabilities is probably taking the 9 into the 4, banking that across table, which looks like might be what he's going for.
And you're not going to break the whole thing out. You might make a ball and have there a shot.
Exactly.
It was a good play.
Question is, does the 4 go past the 9?
Hard to tell with the camera.
The answer is yes.
It definitely did.
So the answer is yes.
By a mile.
Daniel rearranging some balls around, doesn't want his balls to pop back out of the table. Stretching
After
towards
that
puck.
shot, I'm a little curious of why we had to move balls.
Right. Yeah, another one, you kind of studied that rack. So I think he has one ball that goes through, and he kind of busts the rack open with it.
Yeah. I like that speed.
It was really nice speed. Kind of kept it a little bit more controlled. Only left 1, maybe 2 shots off after that. But they were both makeable shots if his ball went in.
Left makeable shots that he could make, but also weren't going to sell out if he missed a
Exactly.
semi-difficult cut.
Very nice. Controlled by Daniel. Didn't quite pop out. I think he was wanting to hold up for the 13.
Yeah.
Gonna bust out the bridge right now.
I thought that bridge was my best friend when I was playing. I just carried it with me the whole time. Okay, getting a little fancy technique out there.
Hits a rail.
Yep.
Stays away from the foul. Kind of looking at too, for the most part, like all the matches have been fairly close.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody in terms of Fargo, everyone's within about 50 points of each other. With Fargo rating, APA, everybody's between a 5, 6, and 5, 6, or 7. You know.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone running away with it. It's been a lot of good matches to watch. A lot of close matches.
A little probably too much speed than what Daniel wanted. Although if he would have made it, it would have been a good shot holding up for that 9 ball. Another one where there wasn't a whole lot of high runs so far in this. It's all been just kind of ball at a time, come up to the table, run anywhere between 1 and 5 balls.
I think we've just seen a lack of breaking clusters out. It's
Yeah.
been 1 or 2 balls coming out of the cluster, but no, solid hits right in the middle of it, spreading balls out. I think this is one of the few matches where each rack at the end of it, there's 3 or 4 balls still left in the racking area that they have to figure out. Did Joe just make one?
Yes, Joe just made one.
Definitely missed that.
Hopefully Daniel can get kind of on a little bit of a run here. Like you said, there's 3 balls right in the rack cluster. Kind of has to figure that out.
Yeah, unfortunately, the ball he had was a great breakout ball. He just had to shoot because didn't have.
Yeah, he had nothing else to really go for. And from the looks of it, the 2 does go into past the 11 into this corner pocket.
On the 5 ball in the corner.
Interesting. Try and get the breakout and just work with it.
Yep.
It's a little run of 3 right there.
Now the question is the 5 ball in a spot where it interferes with the rack?
That is the question. We've seen some interesting techniques to avoid that.
Yes.
That is the downside of the rack that we're using the Predator rack, and that's a pretty fat rack to begin with. It's not thin like your traditional bar rack.
I feel like you'd almost want. I've seen it a few times in like the English black ball, 8 ball, the V rack, where the whole back of it's open, so you can line it up, roll the balls up into it, and it's nice and thin. Gives you a lot of options for avoiding a ball in this situation, but that's part of the fun of straight ball, I think, is knowing that you need to get those balls cleared out of the racking area while leaving it close enough to break out a shot.
Yeah, to be able to make something happen.
It's kind of on you to figure it out. You have 15 shots or 14 shots to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going for this in the side pocket. Go through is getting. Yeah, I was gonna take the 11, come back up on the underneath side of the 2. He misses the 11. Daniel.
And Shush have a pretty easy time here to stop shot this, and
yeah, even not too bad to even roll forward a little bit on it. Get underneath it and just kind of draw it back into the rack.
Yep.
Another miss from Joe. And goes through, lets Daniel make this 11 and just kind of come back up. Daniel's sitting here talking, eating into their time.
Yeah.
Which he's up on.
He's in the lead right now.
Yeah, so he's in the lead.
Yeah.
So he's not necessarily too much worried about grinding out those points. Honestly, with that, they're just now hitting the 15-minute mark, so they have 15 minutes left in their set before they each get one more turn at the table.
Let's hope that we don't grab the cue ball or two ball when we're racking this time and
Right.
make some moves. That'd be a shameful way to foul, moving the cue ball right here.
Yeah, that would be the downside of it.
Yeah.
I've seen that a couple times in different events and stuff like that where people just grab the ball. I saw a video a couple weeks ago about this lady goes through. She was receiving ball in hand. She's playing 9-ball, and she goes and just not thinking. She picks up the 9-ball in terms of all that, and they're pro, so they're playing all ball foul.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so Daniel's in a conversation right now. Let's hope he remembers what he's shooting. He's thinking.
2-ball.
All right, good man. He asked first. Got some clarification before grabbing anything.
You're the worst pool player in here.
Man, he really is like a tea kettle in the desert. Doesn't take much to heat him up.
Yeah, think about that for a second.
So we're going to give him a 10-minute warning, you think? Is that fair?
Yeah, I'll give them a 10-minute warning when they hit 10 minutes.
All right.
And then, yeah, whoever is currently shooting at the table when the timer goes off, then they'll get to finish their turn, and then the other person will get to respond with one. That was a nice little roll go through. That was a nice little roll through. Clustered everything back up.
Playing like a man that's not on a timer.
Right. You know, Daniel's always been kind of happy-go-lucky, kind of, oh, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
I mean, right now, Daniel just needs to average less than a minute a ball. Or a ball a minute, I should say.
12 minutes.
Yeah, 12 minutes, 40 seconds left, hanging up.
Not a bad shot. I think he rolled up on that 5-ball, taking out quite a bit of the table. Make him jacked up over it to shoot the 3.
I didn't know what you did. I touched that ball.
Once again, we're playing just cue ball foul only. If we had somebody that was a constant ref going up to the table, then maybe, but
Yeah.
I personally don't want to ref the entire time.
I think for the first time running this term, I think it's fine to have cue ball only fouls.
Yeah. For a game that not too many people are familiar with. This is gonna be the closest match that we've had that will get to that hour-and-a-half mark, you know. Like you said, it's not necessarily that they're missing a whole lot. They're just more so, like you said, taking time with their shots, getting everything under control. That is a minus point for Daniel.
Hey, stop adding points to your score, Daniel.
That's definitely not what you want to do this late.
No.
And, you're giving Joe a chance at the table. He runs 5 or 6, 7 balls here. Then we get to that end time, and
Yeah.
he has a chance of making that comeback.
With that, they have officially hit their 10-minute timer. So once Joe's done shooting here, I'll let him know. Daniel goes up to the table. He's kind of off to the side right now, but I'll catch his eye and let him know too that they're getting down into it. With that, if Joe wants a chance to kind of come back, I definitely think he needs to be picking up the pace.
He does, but at the same time, he doesn't want to give Daniel any even easy
Yeah.
balls to pad his score right now. He wants to. He
Now-
wants to put his rack out, honestly, at a decent pace.
A key thought could potentially be if Daniel does get the 3 foul. That puts Joe in the lead if Daniel 3 fouls.
It's true. If I'm Joe, I'm hoping to get off the table at like a minute left. That way, I know
Oh.
not wanting to do that is what.
So I'll catch their eyes, let them down. Joe. Daniel. 8.5 minutes. 8 minutes. Joe. 8 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. In the kitchen. And anywhere in the kitchen. Yeah, just asking for a little bit of clarification on his ball and hand rule. You're right. We are just now at that 8-minute mark. And we may see a time frame go through. Yeah, Daniel misses that. Spot it.
If I'm Joe right now, I'm shooting fast.
Yeah, you need to be getting some balls in.
I'm shooting fast, a little hard. I'm trying to break some stuff out and getting that run.
Yeah, make things happen because you don't want your last run to be what you have to go through and you have to run 10 balls or whatever. You'd much rather if you have to run balls at the end, it be only 3 to 5,
Could count up. You could count up if you use this for the Alvarez.
Boy, I suck at this thing. That's terrible.
So Daniel has 6 minutes to make 7 balls. They are going to have to re-rack going through, which could play into Daniel's favor on if this time ends with the rack in play, with them having to break them out,
You can see Joe speeding up a little bit too. It's a good shot.
Yeah, he knows what's up. He knows he needs to have it handled,
Almost chance to close.
Yeah.
Running these 3, got a nice break ball with the 9 sitting there, and
And kind of just end it.
yeah,
But he misses it, goes through.
spots it.
Oh, that rolled a little weird off that.
Yeah.
And so you saw the 9 ball kind of like spin around.
So he's leaving the 3 ball on the spot. Oh, did I count that last one?
No, you do not. So he's down to 4 right now. I said Joe has a little bit of a climb to get through. See what Joe can get done off of this. It's a nice little breakout, but nothing really off of it. That's down to the last 2 minutes. Daniel trying to kind of force that around. Oh, is it going too much? Is it going too much? Just barely enough. That was a pretty shot from Daniel. Just now eclipsing 1 minute left.
The foul.
With that, that's a foul.
Long shot on the 10.
50 seconds left. That ends it. That is game.
All right. That's a way to end it right there.
That is a way to end it. Going through right at the end, 50 seconds left. Now we're going to go through. It's going to be you versus Jason McClay. Come